Cause and effect. Yes, it's a universal concept. We're going to be talking about that. We got some questions at the ending that I'd like to ask you, and put your answer in the comment section. But the Lost Diablos, yes, their clubhouse was shot up. We're talking 90 freaking shots fired. It's like, damn, a little overkill right there. And I guess 6 people with non-life-threatening injuries occurred. One actually walked into the hospital to get treatment. So thankfully, everybody is okay. Let's take a look.
News: Omaha police are investigating a shooting near the Los Diablos Motorcycle Club in the area of 25th and Ames Avenue. Officers were called around 4 this morning for reports of someone shot. City officials say no one was taken from the scene by ambulance, but they did have a walk-in gunshot victim.
There it is. Yes. All eyes are on the Lost Diablos clubhouse. One of the biggest tools that the government has, especially at the local level, is zoning. Zoning laws can take out a clubhouse in a heartbeat. Now, in this case, a judge ruled it unconstitutional, but the police union is saying incidences like this are the reason why these clubhouses shouldn't be in their town. Now, we know how cops are. We do. They're like busybodies, always trying to freaking bust us, but that's a whole nother video in itself. But they're going to ride this. This is what these cops always do. Remember when Easy Riders in Ohio was told to go pound sand? That's because the sheriff said, well, we don't got enough people, enough money to watch the event. Oh, these bikers, man, they can get stupid and violent. You know, the same stuff they always push. But when an incident like this, where that many shots are fired, that's going to get the citizens talking. Now, what do I mean by citizens talking? Regular, everyday Joes don't want that kind of stuff in their neighborhoods. So what do? They vote for people who make the laws. And you've seen this down in Florida with that one bill where they widened the definition of a gang member, where it could put a lot of clubs in jeopardy, a lot of support clubs in jeopardy. So these are the consequences that can come out of something like this. They get afraid. They start voting for people that are going to make your life a living freaking hell. And that's what zoning does. One of the things you see a lot of with the clubhouses is they're either private residences or they're way out in the country, or they're in a part of town that is crap anyway. You know, one of the funny things that you see in Chicago, a lot of the clubhouses are on the south and west side. It's like a freaking jungle out there, man. It's like a war zone. I remember one of the clubs had over on 51st and Wood, man. It was nasty over there. But who's going to complain because nobody's listening? But when you get into a place like Omaha, yeah, people are going to start raising holy hell about what's going on in their neighborhoods. So this is what they're facing. You know, when you're having a party and you don't got enough security or you're not watching out what's going on and you have something like this, and I'm not blaming Lost Diablos for this. I'm not. I'm just saying it's this kind of incident that starts everybody on a tantrum. But when it happens, everybody's eyes go on you. Oh man, all they hear is 90 shots fired. Yeah, that's all they hear. They don't care about any damn thing else. Now they want you out of there. And again, I'm going to have a question at the end of this. The next one is Iowa, where a guy just put out over $1 million for a bar. He slapped on a no color sign. And to be honest, if I'm spending $1 million on a bar, you're damn right a sign's going up. Because I don't need the trouble on my investment. Maybe the guy worked all his life to get this, and because a couple freaking idiots come in there and start fights or shooting up the bar, my license is going to be at jeopardy, where I cannot provide for my family or make a living because of some idiots. That happened with that one bar owner down, what was it, Arkansas? I don't know what it was. It was somewhere like that with the Banditos thing, where they had the meeting room in the back. His license was on the line because they were there. So people who spend a lot of money don't want the issues. And I think that's one, because A-Bait got involved, and everybody knows how I feel about A-Bait. Cut your grass, don't put it in the street, whatever. And they went and said, well, this is discrimination. It ain't discrimination, man. It's protecting my investment. You know, I don't, because you got all the cheerleaders that are like, yeah, you know, that's discrimination. But is that brought up when holy hell breaks loose and the business is forced to close and lose their investment because a bunch of idiots started fighting? Now, that's one question I'd like A-Bait to answer. Will you do it? Will you put up $1.5 million or $2 million, whatever it is, into an establishment only to have it screwed up? And this position I've had ever since I've been doing this. I'm talking going years back. Because I look at it at both sides. Okay, you got the patches, and yeah, it sucks. They won't let you in, and it feels like you're being singled out. But at the second, on the other side, I'm like, well, damn, man, if I put that kind of money in, I'd do the same damn thing. Because I don't want it destroyed. And that's when you start getting all the A-Bait. That's the only time they damn do come out and do anything. But anyway, you get A-Bait coming out screaming that it's discrimination. I remember when, it had to be, what, 15, 20 years ago, something like that. Broken Oar is a very popular spot for riders to go. And they slapped it on. And all hell broke loose. Because, oh man, they're discriminating and, you know, we're not bad. But this place is worth millions. And I immediately saw what the hell the problem was. If there was going to be a fight, I'd lose everything. So hell no. And yeah, I support clubs 100%. Yeah, I do call them out when they're idiots, but yeah, I do support it. But I also support business owners because they do put their hard-earned investment into these businesses. So, I think the guy in Iowa who owns this bar has every right to say, yeah, you ain't wearing that in here, man. Sorry, but there's been too many incidences around the country where bars have lost their licenses because you had a fight or shootout and you put others in jeopardy. It has also happened at rallies. You know, you hear a lot of speak. And that's one thing that, with the internet you can get is a feel for the lay of the land. And you got a lot of independent writers. Now, I know you diehard cheerleaders are going to frickin' whine and cry, but you have a lot of independents that are sick of the crap that happens at rallies. It's like, why even show up? You already feel the tension in the air when anybody in color show up. So, modern times, this ain't like it used to be. People are just not interested in that stuff, and they're sure to hell ain't going to put their money out and lose it over some color stuff. Now, the discrimination thing I never really got because, well, I guess there's different categories. Oh, you're discriminating because of whatever. It just comes down to, hey, we don't want that in our bar. We don't want to even risk having something like that happen in our bar. So my question to you all, if you owned a bar, you put, say, $2 million in, or even $1 million, even $500,000, would you want to take a risk of losing that money because you allowed colors in that bar? Only honest answers, man. Give me that. Give me an honest answer. Throw out the cheerleading crap. And tell me if you honestly would want to lose your investment. Or if you would slap a no color sign on there. Anyway, don't forget, HarleyLiberty.com, man. We got some articles coming out. And the podcast Deep Dive is right there in a lot of articles that actually discuss it. So take a check over there. Don't forget, man, go over to Insane Throttle Music, YouTube. It's on Spotify. It's everywhere, man. It's really killing it. You guys are awesome for the support. There's a hyperlink in the description box here. Click that pre-save, man. I'm telling you what, this next album coming out is going to raise some freaking eyebrows, man. Anyway, talk to you later.
Outlaw Forever. The wait is over. The explosive new album available June 19th, 2026.
Insane Throttle Outlaw Rock, featuring Insane Throttle and Defiant Afterlife. Get your playlist full of pure rock and metal. Spotify, YouTube, and Apple. Subscribe and crank it up.
Pay my dues. Now I